How about all those cheerleaders? Are you watching the Pro Bowl right now? They just had like a buffet of cheerleaders.
I just turned it on.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah! Let's do this. Time to welcome you to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm Larry Monkey. Let's go, baby. Run DFF. I feel like I'm looking in the mirror. I should lay on the couch too because we are wearing the same hoodie. At Run DFF, Justin Rogers. What's up, baby?
Well, I can tell you my hoodie looks a little bit different than yours because mine has a little bit of paint on it and maybe some sheetrock dust from today.
You got paint on your fucking hoodie, man? Did you back up into something?
I don't wear the green one. My favorite one's the green one.
Maybe some Tankathon projected first rounders. Tankathon has a mock draft.
As to what they're going to select.
Right, to go along with their draft order. They have a mock draft tab that just has like Jeremiah Love going number 8 to the Saints.
Oh, I love that shit.
His name, Jeremiah Love, it looks nice next to the Saints logo.
Fleur-de-lis.
I definitely knew you would know that.
Well, I am in Saints country.
Have you been exposed? Have you been listening? You know, are you aware that like rookies are being discussed now?
A couple of the DLF podcasts that we're talking about some rookies. So there's a couple tight ends. One tight end for sure that is interesting.
It's amazing that the tight end is like a no-brainer first round rookie draft pick, it seems.
Well,
that used to be such an outcast. Like the tight end, you would never take in a first. That was like even almost a rule, like an unwritten rule. You don't take a tight end rookie first round of a rookie draft. Now it's almost like the norm.
Well, that Sadiq kid is going to end up being a probably early to mid first rounder in the NFL draft.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Do you know that like there's a consensus amongst the major fantasy position groups right now at every position basically? Mendoza is the number 1 QB. We don't even know if there's another first round QB in this draft class. Seriously. There probably will be, but this I wouldn't be surprised if this is more like a, I'm not saying that Mendoza is Pickett, but the 1 QB goes in the first round and everybody else drops. I
think Ty Simpson is going to be a third rounder at best. He could be one of those, everyone's saying the QB draft stinks.
Yeah. Well, once Dante Moore went back, it's like, all right, well, so you got Mendoza at the QB position. He's going to go 101. The Raiders are taking him, done deal. Locked and loaded. And then at running back, I mean, obviously Jeremiah Love. So there's your QB and your running back. Tight end, Sadiq is far and away the guy at tight end. And I mean, everybody is raving about the guy. I have not watched him. I don't know anything about Sadiq, but
with the way that tight ends, you got Bowers and Warren and Loveland and Laporta, like these guys now are like a big factor with teams. You need a stud tight end on your team, on your NFL team. He's projected to go in the first round of the NFL draft, and that'll instantly make him a high rookie pick.
Yes.
Only because check this out. In normal seasons, in normal rookie drafts, there's a couple of at least a couple of 2 to 3 quarterbacks, which push everybody back. Now sure. This is almost the same as a 1 QB rookie, 1 QB league.
Yeah, depending on what happens in the top 10 of the NFL draft, it absolutely play that.
I'm in 2 leagues that I'm kind of tanking for a QB, and I have the 101 in both of those leagues. And I can't take. I don't know if I want Mendoza.
We talked about this in the OG league last week that that Jeremiah Love is on your radar because you don't want to, which is just fine by me because my QB situation is not great. So I have Lamar, I think, and then Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson. I could use Mendoza.
I mean, maybe I will take him. I mean, it all depends. It's all like
there's a lot to be. And it's going to make me change my plans in this whole.
By the end of the first season, it could be Mendoza by a landslide over Love. He could just have he could have an Ashton Genty season,
right?
Which wasn't really that spectacular.
Which is crazy because even as bad as his season was relative to expectations, it was still a solid season.
Amari and Hampton,
spectacular by any means, but it was solid.
You can have a Amari and Hampton season, and then Mendoza plays, like a Bo Nix, you're like, that's a win, right?
Yeah, or Drake May, or
He put up insane numbers, man. He's just
he's
getting an undefeated season.
He's an NFL quarterback. The only issue is he doesn't run.
They keep saying he doesn't have the legs, but he does have. I feel like his mobility is underrated.
Yeah, but it's not gaining yards mobility; it's moving the pocket. There's a difference. So we got a little bit of cap on his ceiling.
He's 6'5", 225. He's 22.
Are people shitting on him?
In terms of, he's the quarterback that's in a superflex rookie draft, not going 101. In February, he's projected to not. In February, he's projected to be a 102.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the fact that Jeremiah Love is super hyped. Now, who knows what it turns out to look like in 3 months, 2.5 months. When we get to the NFL draft, he goes first. Jeremiah Love goes to, I don't know. I have no idea.
The Saints.
Yeah, okay, say Jeremiah Love goes to the Saints. And now you're thinking, to me, I would take Mendoza over Love if Love goes to the Saints. Because they're going to have Kamara back next year. So that's going to be some third down work that he's not going to get. I don't know. Their offensive line is not all that great. Scheme is kind of whatever. So I don't know. But the only thing what you're banking on with Mendoza is more security than upside. That's kind of important.
How are you? First of all, he was over 72% completion percentage. He threw 41 touchdowns and had 6 interceptions. He threw for 3,500 yards.
Yeah.
6'5", 225. Like, why? I don't understand why people are kind of ho-hum about in the fantasy world, I'm saying.
Because he doesn't have the rushing upside. He's not going to go and get you, 400 or 500 yards on the ground. And that's a lot of points.
Why can't he be a Justin Herbert?
I don't know that he can't be a Justin Herbert. But is Herbert a difference maker, or is he valuable because he's young and has job security?
Justin Herbert wasn't a early Superflex rookie pick either.
No, he wasn't. He was like 107, 108.
I was going to say he went between 6 and 9 in that rookie draft.
Yeah, he got pushed back. You had
Tua.
Obviously Tua. Burrow. You had Tua, who had the hype. You had all those running backs.
Yeah, you had Akers and Dobbins and Swift, I think.
And wasn't that Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jonathan Taylor?
Probably. That's when CEH. That's like, when Ryan McDowell convinced everyone to take CEH with the 101.
Yeah, it was like JT, CEH, Swift, Dobbins, and Akers. Yeah, all 5 of those guys. You had Jamar Chase in that one, wasn't it? And Judy.
I don't know, man. So Mendoza and Love probably. So then you want to work down the rookie.
Yeah, we can do it.
Super flex. Let's bring up the DLF.
This is what I was saying while you're pulling this up. Like, we have our 3 consensus guys at quarterback, running back, and tight end. And then it's a debate between 2 at the wide receiver with Tate and Jordan Tyson.
It could almost be a debate between 3. And I think landing spot's going to have something to do with it. Obviously, the combine, if these 3 guys are there. But Tate, Tyson, and Lemon.
I don't think Lemon gets on there.
But he's a good technician, allegedly. He's only 5'11", 195. But, Jordan Tyson, they all have – I guess Tate's a great route runner, vertical threat. Tate has the potential to be a wide receiver 1. Well, I don't know, but Jordan Tyson has the highest ceiling of this crew. Like, the only problem with him is he gets hurt a lot. I have a great question for you. I want to know where is the time to sell your 26 first for 27 first? Where's the cutoff in this first round?
I think that's a little too early. I gotta take this hoodie off. I think it's a little too early to think about that, just because I think we're gonna have to see the combine to get a better idea of where some of the hype is going to come at. So once we see the combine and some of these guys get pushed up or down the board, then we'll kind of know what.
Well, right now, I'm looking to sell anything after 1.8 and below. With 108 and below, I'll gladly swap for a 27 first.
But you know what? I think that feels kind of standard, doesn't it? Any year would you trade the 108?
I might trade the 107. The wide receiver 4 in that spot is Denzel Boston.
Yeah, so you got 4 wide receivers in them. You got Lemon, Boston, Tyson, and Tate that I think are all going to be mid or high first round picks in rookie drafts in whatever order. I don't think Boston can get to the top spot. He might be the only one that can't get to the top spot, but he's locked into 3 or 4 just based on what I've been reading and checking out.
There's a couple leagues that I don't have a 26 first, and I usually have. I'm a picks guy, but I've traded away already my first for 2026, and I'm not that disappointed. I'm disappointed there's not a stud quarterback, but man, maybe when it's all said and done, I mean, he's going to the Raiders. They have weapons for him there. Yeah, I guess he's the stud running back. But he's got that Bijan Gibbs tier,
right?
It's hard to pass on that.
He's gonna have that kind of hype. There's no doubt about it.
And I love passing on the QB anyway. That's been my move for a few years now.
Has it worked anywhere?
It has actually. In the Superflex Army quarter, I only have one quarterback, Drake May.
Yeah.
This is the league I've had everyone on taxi. So I got the 101 and I won the toilet bowl. Because you could I put my starters back in once the toilet bowl started, and I ended up winning that. I got the 113. So I got the 101 and I'll have the 113 and the 201 now, but it's in this draft, which kind of stinks. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to flip them for 27s, but I don't know how deep this first round is going to be. But the draft capital, it's going to tell us all we need to know. Second round, guys start drafting in the third round or later. That kind of loses some steam. You want your rookie draft to be littered with guys that were drafted in the first and second round in the NFL draft.
Nice.
But Kevin Concepcion. I've had him in my Devi league that folded. So I'm going to be, and I was excited about this dude.
Yeah.
What's funny is he transferred to Texas A&M and wasn't, and everyone was like, why is this guy going there? But he got himself on the first round radar. So I'm going to be looking for some of him just because I had him. When you have a Devi connection with somebody.
Yeah, you've invested all that time, and now you don't even get to see it play out. That's what sucks.
Right. So I'm gonna have to pick up he'll be on my radar in a couple leagues. That's why Quentin Johnston. That's why I was like all in on him because I had him in a Devi league. That would be the run and gun league, the league that you just joined.
Right.
This is my favorite league, and I don't think I've even really sniffed the playoffs in this league. That's been going on for since 2018. But I'm in a position to really build out my lineup now. I have 15 picks in this draft, and 12 of them are Devi, and a lot of the picks are early. So I'm gonna be loading up on a lot of Devi players.
Well, I just joined this league, and the team is solid, except at the QB2 position. But I do not have anything going for me in the Devi department in that league, which sucks because I had, we had a Devi league that folded.
Well, that's the beauty of this league is there are 12 Devis that you can take in the rookie draft.
Did I get the 107 in this league?
That would be funny. Yeah, you have picked up a good team. What are you talking about?
No, the team is solid, but I wanted to replace the Devi league with the Devi league.
What really matters is your tight ends. It's a 1.75 tight end, but it's a 2 tight end start. You need 2 solid tight ends. These are the perfect bells and whistles for a league. The 2-point tight end would be great because that's I'm a tight end guy, but I love this the Devi depleted. I love the way the rookie draft plays out. This is my perfect league. If I was to join a startup, it would be a league with a Devi component. And I don't even watch college football, but I have one eye on college football. Like these guys. I'll check out.
I want to see what the depth of this draft. I want to see and I'm curious to see how the Devi plays out in the first round of this league for sure.
Oh,
because I wonder, all right, so all these players are off the board. What am I looking like at 109? Am I picking a Debbie player, or have people gone so heavy on Debbie that I'm getting a decent
Right.
player? It's interesting. I have no idea. I've not looked. I've not tried to gauge what the leftovers are after Debbie. All these Debbie picks from
Yeah.
previous
I
years.
I selected Jeremiah. Selected Love instead of R.J. Harvey and Caleb Johnson and Tyler Warren.
Oh, this is all last year.
Yeah, I took Love last year.
Wow, he
And
wasn't already out. I'm shocked. That was a wise decision because none of those guys panned out. Obviously. I mean, R.J. Harvey was fine. That's about it all. All you can say about him is he's fine.
yeah, I made a mistake. I was going to take a Lemon. It was between Lemon and Dylan Raiola, and I ended up going with Raiola over Lemon.
I don't know that you're going to hate that pick in a year or two.
Maybe. He's the Oregon. Oh no, he's not. He's going to back up Dante Moore at Oregon unless he goes back into the portal. If he
Yeah, right. Yeah.
maybe he has already. Who knows? But
I've,
getting back to the Tankathon. So Tankathon has Mendoza going 1 to the Raiders. The next fantasy friendly pick is Carnell Tate to the Tennessee Titans. Nice pair up to 6'3", 391-pound wide receiver out of Ohio State who had 9 touchdowns last year with Cam Ward. Ward to Tate. Cam Ward, how about him? He's getting a lot of hype.
a lot of hype. I mean, he was decent over the last few weeks of the season. In fact, I'm going to look that up to see what.
I have 0 Cam Ward.
I don't know that I have Cam Ward either now that I'm thinking about it.
So Tate to the Titans, according to Tankathon.
Which I don't hate. But let's see here. Cam Ward into the season was actually not too bad. 9.2 in week 18, but 17, 18, 15 in the fantasy playoffs. It's not terrible.
Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward. Anybody else?
If I'm looking at Tyler Shuck on my roster, I am so trying to sell right now over the hype. Did you see that Matt Nagy went to the Giants?
Oh yeah. I don't know about that one.
That's bad. So I can't remember who posted it, but it was like yards per play or something like that. And the Chiefs were like first or second every year, and then Nagy comes and they end up in the 20s, 22, 25, 24, and like just shitty yards per play when he got there. And that was in 23, so he was there the last 3 seasons. And somebody else asked, when did Tyreek leave? Well, Tyreek left in 22, and they had the number one, yards per play in 22. So it wasn't just because Tyreek Hill left. There's a lot of correlation, it feels like, between Matt Nagy and bad offense in KC. And now we gotta hope that Jackson Dart can overcome that. I don't love it. It feels like Jackson Dart is kind of like a Patrick Mahomes like, unorthodox, does some crazy shit, pretty athletic.
Since we're talking Tankathon, they have the 5th overall pick with Spencer Fano, offensive tackle from Utah, headed to the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Neighbors and Wandell Robinson.
Well, I think Wandell's a free agent.
Is he really?
I believe so. So the next fantasy-friendly pick, it comes down to the 8th overall pick, Jeremiah Love to the Saints, who are in, I guess, desperate need for a playmaker to go along with Chris Olave and the young quarterback and Tyler Shuck. Gotta love that one.
Yeah, so Wandell is a free agent. I wonder if he gets tagged. I don't love that for Jeremiah Love, just because I think that Alvin Kamara is going to have that third down role, and that's where you get all the points.
Well, you bring him in slow. You work him in. I mean,
who the hell wants their rookie running back to come in slow?
Well, I mean, listen. Look what happened to Kamara. He's he's an old car. That's chugging along and breaking down, and
he's a little rusty. He's got some issues.
Why don't you bring Love along a little, work him into the season, let him loose at the end when Kamara is like can only handle spot duty because he's all banged up. Why wouldn't you do that? You need a succession plan. Why be reactive to it? You got a specimen here. You're picking 8th. Maybe they have more needs. I don't know what the Saints. We need to check in with the Angry Sports Couple, see what the Saints need. But after that,
this is what they need.
We're going back to the wide receiver position. Since I guess the Dolphins are going to be losing to Tyreek, or he's still banged up from that gruesome injury. But at pick 11, the Miami Dolphins, according to Tankathon, are selecting Jordan Tyson.
Which that would be a great fit in that offense with Jalen Waddle in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype. Interception in the Pro Bowl game here.
Pro Bowl, that's right, folks. We are watching.
And Antoine Winfield, it looks like. So Jordan Tyson at Arizona State, he's 6'2", 195. Man, he's supposed to be the knock on him has been he's been injured every year.
Yes.
Of his college career, and but he has the ceiling of an elite wide receiver.
Yeah, he's probably the most talented wide receiver in this draft class. The issue is whether he can stay healthy, and he hasn't done it. Which is that interception is completely on Jamar Chase.
Yeah, hit him right in the chest.
Hit him in the hands, chest.
Yeah,
shit, he could have.
He wasn't paying attention.
He was already starting to turn. I forgot what I was talking about now that I watched Jamar Chase play like he was.
It was Jordan Tyson.
Oh yeah, Jamar Chase is playing like it was the preseason before Jordan season.
So that's like, okay, so just looking at the top 10, there's really not much going on here outside of Tate, Love, and Mendoza. I guess 3 picks in the top 10 so far. I don't know if we're going to get a first round like we normally do in the first round. Normally we get a first round rookie draft in the first round, but this year,
or at least close.
Not looking that way.
Well,
3 picks in the top 10. Jordan Tyson, pick 11. That's the 4th fantasy-friendly pick. And then the 5th, we got to drop down to the 16th overall pick. The New York Jets select Mekhi Lemon, 5'11", 195.
Okay.
A lot of hype surrounding Mekhi Lemon. He is shooting up draft boards. We'll see if he's actually 5'11" when they measure him for the combine. I guess I don't know if he's involved in any of these all-star games, but
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll see. Those are the big 3 wide receivers. Landing spot may determine how they're selected.
Yeah.
But it looks like Tate versus Tyson, and then Lemon bringing up the rear out of those 3. Then after that, so I mean, it's like that's you're gonna be folks. You're grabbing some wide receivers in the middle of your rookie draft. That's pretty much how it's gonna go.
It's gonna be a heavy wide receiver.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the top 5 is 3 wide receivers, running back, and 1 quarterback in a super flex. Then we get into Kenyon Sadiq, pick 19 to the Carolina Panthers. Oh man, sorry, Panthers tight ends.
Well, I don't want to see anybody go to the Panthers, no matter the position. So
Kenyon Sadiq, we're talking about him. But he's just weird being I mean, I guess this is the new tight end, the 6'3", 245, the guy that can run the 4.4 40.
There was talk about how he's undersized. He's very short for the record of effectiveness or fancy relevance amongst tight ends. But he's also a freak athlete who's going to overcome some of that. I'm curious to see which way it plays out. Does he come in and light the world on fire? I don't know. But if he comes in and has like 700 yards and 4 touchdowns.
So this is where it gets really weird. They got Ty Simpson going to the Steelers. Is this like a Kenny Pickett situation?
Which is, it just doesn't make any sense.
Mike McCarthy?
It could be, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I figure why wouldn't he run it back with Rodgers unless they don't like each other, which is entirely possible.
Well, the other thing is, like, do you want to plant your flag as not obviously a rookie, but a first-year coach with the team on a 41-year-old quarterback?
I mean, Ty Simpson, he's had like 10 starts, I think, or something like that. I don't know, but whatever, man. Ty Simpson gets drafted. He's just kind of got the ick for me. I'm not gonna be if he's at first round drafted quarterback. I can't. I'm probably not gonna touch him.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I know, that mentality probably was the reason why I struck out a few times not selecting Jackson Dart when I probably should have, but I did end up with him in one league. So I am kind of happy. That was a startup. That was the Matt Miller league. That is still Matt Miller watch. That league is still frozen. Remember last week I mentioned that.
There's another league that is frozen like that you've been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
trying to
felt like, why am I chirping just at that one? Let's go. I'll go in the other league, the Hogs League. Let's go.
No, I think it's beautiful.
I bet you.
Every time I open that league up, it has a bracket. It has
Go, man. So, let's
champion up there. I don't know. Maybe you don't.
Tomorrow is another day.
Maybe you don't remember who the champion is. It's fine. Yeah. So say it's a Monkey Slayer.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
Denzel Boston to the Eagles at 23, which
they only do that if AJ Brown gets moved.
Well, I was about to say it. Presumably, that this is occurring because there will be down a wide receiver.
Yeah, they'd have to. I mean, they'd have to have moved AJ Brown because you don't take a wide receiver in the first round when you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
So Denz, it's gonna be funny to see how he gets projected because he's kind of in that next tier of wide receivers in a rookie draft. Him going to the Eagles would be interesting. I mean, he's a big guy too, 6'4", 210. So he's a skinny guy. Actually, that's pretty good shape. Out of Washington. And then we got another wide receiver. We're just talking about him. KC Concepcion. Kevin Concepcion, but he goes by KC. Texas A&M. We thought he just transferred. He's kind of small too, 5'11", 190. But this guy
is not that small. 5'11" is not that small.
I guess so. I mean, standing next to Denzel Boston, it is, but I guess when you're standing next to Ty Simpson, who's 6'2", it's really not that huge of a deal. Or Jordan Tyson, 6'2". So Concepcion going to the Browns. So that would give the Browns Jerry Jeudy, Concepcion, and Bond. So with that being said, that's it. Mendoza, at 1, Tate at 4, Love at 8, Tyson 11, Lemon 16, Sadiq 19, Ty Simpson 21, Boston 23, Concepcion 24. That's 9 rookie picks in the first round. Superflex. That's a low.
That's pretty low. Hopefully we get some sort of like athletic hype. Somebody jumps up and we get most of a first round. Maybe we get 10 or 11 guys. That'd be something. And I just don't know what quarterback could jump at this point.
And guess what? I just skimmed through the second round. There's only 5 fantasy relevant players in the second round.
We're really going to be struggling if we don't get more than 14, 15 guys in the first 2 rounds. This draft is going to be trash.
There's only 14 players in the 14 fantasy friendly players
in the first
in the first 2 rounds, in the first 60 whatever picks. That's rough, man. Good year to not have a ton of rookie picks.
Yeah, I don't have that many, but I got a couple teams with 2 or 3. That's unfortunate.
So yeah, it's not a good season to have second round picks. It's looking like.
No, it looks awful. This is a team where I could use some running backs, and it's like there ain't nothing here.
Well, that's the other thing that jacks up Jeremiah Love because he's like the only running back in the DLF. The RB2 is Jonah Coleman.
Yeah. See, I can tell you right now, at 103, I'm going to be considering Sadiq because
at 103.
Because in this league, tight ends score an exorbitant amount of points. So, for instance, it's like very inflated, very, very inflated.
Well, a 2 tight end, there's not going to be any tight ends.
This is 2 tight end, and it's heavy.
Right.
So, like, Rondé Gadsden scored 310 points in 15 games this year. That's
Yeah,
20 points.
Sadiq's not making it to you.
At 103, he might.
Oh, you have the 103?
I have the 103.
And this Trinidad Chambliss guy,
Well,
quarterback, because he might end up going back to college, which is what he wants to do.
that's what he wants to do. Yeah.
So I gave you the first round of Tankathon, and was kind of like a mashup with the DLF ADP.
Right.
There are a couple of players in the first round that we have not touched on, and I mean Jonah Coleman was one of them. He is the RB2 consensus, going 9th overall out of Washington.
Sure.
He's not. I'll read what Rob W says. There's not much flashy about Jonah Coleman's game. He just gets north and south in a hurry and always hits the correct lane to maximize his runs. A great frame and workhorse potential. Coleman could be a long-time fantasy contributor, even without one truly dynamic trait.
Yeah, he it looks like he's got, the pass catching pedigree. He caught 25, 23, and 31 balls his last 3 seasons. He played a lot of games, so he stays healthy. But he's just just based on stats, he's just a whatever runner. So he's not
5'9", 225, so
a little short. I'm curious to see, I don't know if you saw Nicholas Singleton here at 86. I'm curious to see how he goes, if he stays in this range, because
he was a former very high Devi pick,
very high, but his stock took a little hit this year, being the second best running back at Penn State. I don't know. And then Katron, who actually was the best running back on that team, is down in the 5th round, round 4, the late 4th.
Katron Allen.
Yeah. Who had 1,300 yards this season and 1,100 last year. I don't know why he's so far down. He's got the size, 5'11", 219. He catches a few balls. Why is Singleton above him? I can't figure that out.
So I threw it up on the screen here. So we have first round: Love, Mendoza, Tate, Tyson, Lemon, Sadiq, Denzel Boston, Jonah Coleman, and Kevin Concepcion after that. The RB3 at pick 10, Jadarian Price as a Notre Dame, which is interesting because you kind of get that Roshan Johnson. So Price shared the backfield with Love, Jeremiah Love. I guess he's going to try to be Batman.
Well, do you remember Josh Jacobs coming out as a Robin and being drafted as a Batman, and it turned out pretty well for him?
So who knows? Maybe Jadarian Price is a wild card. I mean, that's going to be a draft capital thing. I mean, these RBs. It's going to be interesting to see when they get drafted. Hopefully, it's not too late.
Curious to see. He's going to have to put some athletic numbers up. And
yeah. So we got Ty Simpson at pick 11, and then the wide receiver 6, Elijah Sarrett out of Indiana. Does not wow physically, but he's always there to make a play. He also had Mendoza thrown to him too.
That does help.
He doesn't look like he has a ceiling to be a wide receiver 1, but or 2. You never know.
Yeah, see, that's the key. And I don't know if you know anything about Zachariah Branch. He was a USC guy who came to Georgia and had a real nice season. That dude, that's somebody who I'm going to be targeting in some second rounds. Not because I'm a Georgia homer, but because when he got the ball, he was electric. He was one of those that, with the ball in his hand, was super, like just weaving and making plays.
Who was that?
Zachariah Branch.
Okay. So funny you said that. I just jumped back on Tankathon real fast. Zachariah Branch picked 58 to the Niners, and Elijah Surratt, who we just mentioned, picked 60 to the Buffalo Bills.
See,
so there's some second round wide receivers right there.
That's 2 really good landing spots because both those teams need some wide receivers.
Back into the second round and still get that second round draft capital, which doesn't really mean much. That hit rate is still.
But there's opportunity in both those places. You know what I mean? The best receiver coming back for the Niners right now is Juwan Jennings. That's who I was.
Oh, he's not old.
That's about the only dude because Ayuk obviously isn't coming back, and Kendrick Bourne isn't about to be anything. So that would be and then of course the Bills are always looking for somebody. When Khalil Shakir is your best wide receiver, that's a problem. Either of those guys would climb into the early to mid second. with those landing spots.
So that was the first round, and then there's just, there's just guys I've never even heard of. I mean, there's the Zachariah Branch, the Katron Allen Singleton that we mentioned, but that's like 17, 18, 19, back into the second round. And I've heard Emmett Johnson mentioned a few times. He's the RB6 in these rankings.
Yeah, this is where in that STS with a Vengeance League, where I'm just going to be piling up on guys like that. All these of the RB4, 5, 6.
Katron Allen, the Nick Singletons, the Emmett Johnsons.
Yeah, I'm just going to load up and see what happens.
Really weird rookie draft this year. We're going to have excited to have a lot of guests coming on now. We'll get everyone's perspective. So
we'll probably have some differing opinions from people.
Wrapping it up one more time. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Pod.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Larry Monkey and Justin Rogers talking Dynasty football, baby.